Would you stay in a house where the walls breathe at night? One man did, and he never walked out the same again. Michael was desperate. Rent in the city was crushing him. So when he saw a listing for a house in the countryside at a price too good to be true, he didn't hesitate. It was an old farmhouse, isolated, with peeling white paint and windows that looked like empty eyes. The landlord didn't ask for much, just cash up front and a handshake. That was the first red flag. The second came the very first night. As Michael lay in bed, he heard breathing. Not from himself, not from outside, but from the walls. It was faint at first, like the house itself was alive. He laughed it off, convincing himself it was the old pipes or the wind. But when he woke the next morning, something was wrong. His bed, which had been in the center of the room, was now nearly touching the wall. He swore he hadn't moved it. By the second night, the breathing grew louder, long, raspy inhales, followed by shuddering exhales. The shadows stretched unnaturally across the walls, and every time he blinked, they seemed closer. The third night was the worst. Michael woke to find himself pinned in place. The walls of the bedroom were no longer flat, they were swollen, bulging inward as if pressing against him. His bed was now jammed against the corner, the wooden frame creaking under invisible pressure. He tried to run, but the door was gone. Where it should have been, there was only wall. The house had sealed him inside. Heart racing, he clawed at the plaster, his nails splitting as he dug, screaming for help. But the only sound was the house breathing, louder and heavier, like it was savoring his panic. Then came the whispers. Dozens of voices, layered over each other, rising from the walls. Stay with us forever. Terrified, Michael grabbed a lamp and smashed it against the wall. The plaster cracked and something wet spilled out. A thick, black fluid, warm and pulsing, as if the house had veins. The moment it touched him, his skin burned. The whispers grew more frantic. The walls trembled, cracking open, revealing what was inside. Faces, hundreds of human faces, pressed into the wood and plaster. Their mouths stretched open in silent screams. Their eyes darted wildly, following Michael wherever he moved. One face he recognized. It was the landlord, his lips curled into a sick grin. Michael's vision blurred. The floor beneath him began to ripple like flesh. He stumbled, falling as the floorboards opened, revealing a black void filled with writhing, skeletal hands reaching upward. He tried to scream, but one of the hands shot up, covering his mouth, dragging him down. Another wrapped around his neck, then his legs. His body sank into the floor as if it were quicksand. The last thing he saw before darkness swallowed him was the wallpaper shifting. His own face was now etched there, eyes wide with terror, mouth frozen in a silent plea. The next morning, the house stood quiet, innocent, waiting for its next tenant. If you ever see a house listed for far less than it should be, remember this story before you move in. Would you dare to spend one night inside? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more nightmares.